Hello, 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 y'all. Welcome to Homestead Believer. My name is Cherie. Today we are going to be canning some pumpkin. If you do not see this red live button, you are watching the replay. Just leave me a comment letting me know that you're watching the replay. So what we're going to start with is Mr. Homestead has been pumpkin that we have. We have three small pie pumpkins. If they're the small ones, they're the pie pumpkins. We got these from the farm. So he is going to show you how he is peeling. The first two pumpkins were easy to peel. So I hope y'all are here. It told me that it was trying to reconnect. Slow connection. Facebook, fix it. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. The first two pumpkins that he peeled were easy for him to peel. This last pumpkin, he said, is a little bit more challenging. And I'm gonna turn the camera to the table, and he will explain to you what the scoop is. I'm gonna grab another cutting board so that I can cube this while he peels. So I'm turning the camera for y'all. Put your seatbelts on. We're going for a ride. Okay. This is the pumpkin that he has yet to peel. These are the pumpkins that he's peeled and de-seeded. So I'm going to take these pumpkins and put them into cubes. 1-inch cubes, y'all. Okay. You're up, Mr. Homestead.
Okay. First of all, we're going to start with a peeler, just a regular potato peeler. I'm going to go around the edges. And this pumpkin, for some reason, has got a tough skin on it. So it's a little more labor intensive.
I gotta find a knife. I wonder where my uncle's knife is.
But it's not undoable. The bad thing about pumpkins is they're very slippery.
They're they're very slippery, and because they're slippery, it's hard to get them seeds out.
So when you're using a knife or anything, you got to be extra careful.
Here's my uncle's knife. Ooh, camera's crooked. I just noticed that. Sorry, y'all. Don't mean to get y'all crooked here.
But you can see, once you get the edges done, they come off pretty good.
And I'm going to cube these. 1-inch cubes. Skin on this one. Shush it off. I'm using my uncle's knife. My uncle passed away. So this is for you, Uncle Butch. It's a good knife. I like it. 1-inch cubes. I don't know if y'all can see me as well as you can see Mr. Homestead, but just cutting this into approximately 1-inch cubes. And some Rebel canners do can their pureed pumpkin. I personally am not comfortable with that. For the simple fact that I have heard that they explode. The jars explode. So I don't want to take the chance of the jars exploding. So I'm just cubing it, and you know it's all cooked, and when you drain it, all you do is the same thing. See, this has a little shush on it, so we're gonna trim the shush off.
Okay, on these you got still got some hairs in it because they're really hard to scrape out. So you just cut your pumpkin, take a sliver off it, and just take your paring knife. Just cut all that stuff out.
Just like you're peeling hair out. Well, not hair, but I don't know what you would call that.
Yeah, it's a membrane or something.
Yeah.
And if you got a little brown spot or peel left on it, Mrs. Homestead will take care of that.
I'm the cleanup crew. That's the hard part as far as I'm concerned. This is the easy part. Yeah, he's doing the harder part. I'm good with that. Today, both of us seem to be having a cruddy day. I couldn't stand up this morning. I was in a lot of pain. Mr. Homestead's having a tough day himself. Oh, snoot. Dropped one. I gotta wash it. Ay, ay, ay. But I think the best thing for us when we don't feel good,
Keep moving.
keep moving. Keep moving. I really thought I was. There was a couple times I had my coffee this morning. I'm like, I can't even stand up. I can't get some of this off, so I'll cut it when I'll cut it off when I cut the cube. I hope y'all can see what we're doing. It's a nice bright sunny day today, so sometimes when it's bright and sunny, it gets kind of tough to see us. Oh, we gotta get some of these strings. That's what we'll call them, strings. Can I have this paring knife? Thanks. Yeah, these strings are rough on some of these pumpkins. Thank you. Gotta share equipment here. Teamwork makes the dream work, right, Mr. Homestead?
Yeah.
So we're just cubing up our pumpkin. After it got all nice and clean, thanks to Mr. Homestead. This has got a little schnook on it. Let me get this peeler. Ooh, it's got a little schnook.
That's what I said. You'll take care of that.
You do not want your peel in there, that's for darn sure. So make sure, like, there's these little stringy pieces in some of them. Take that out. You'll feel it when you cut it. You feel the strings, like the harsh strings from the outer shell. Just take them off. Hey, what do you know? The peeler work. Check this out. Okay, where's a piece? Let me find a piece. Check this out. The peeler works to get these strings out. Look at that.
Wow.
That worked.
Wish I knew that before.
I didn't. I just thought I'd try that. And it worked. What do you know? That was pretty cool. That made it easy. So there you go, guys. The peeler gets the strings out of the inside. The excess string. Excess, I don't know which strings. Gets that stringy part out. It gets the stringy part out. That's cool. That's cool. Totally cool. So the peeler don't just work on the inside, it works on the outside.
Yep.
Cool beans. Or it doesn't work just on the outside, it works on the inside too. Yeah, the peeler just, So on the stove, we have a pot of water boiling, because we have to parboil these for 2 minutes before we put them in the jars. And I also have a pan of water on the stove to fill the jars. So, as far as putting the additional water in the jars, some people will use the water they parboil in, but from what I've been hearing, it makes your water cloudy, your pumpkin cloudy. And the reason you parboil it is to get any excess yolk. Yeah, that's 1-inch pieces. That I'm sure you can measure. You do woodworking. You got it.
Yeah, that's why nothing fits.
Stop. This peeler works really good on these strings. That's pretty neat. I'm glad I figured that one out.
Could have done that 10 minutes ago.
I never thought of it until just this minute. So, now you know. Now we know. So this is 3 pie pumpkins. We are not sure at all how much we're going to get. If I put this here, it's going to block them. Maybe if I adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. I want them to be able to see the nonsense we're doing. So we have a pot of water on the stove to parboil these, and we have a pot of water on the stove to fill our jars. And I wanted y'all to see how difficult it was, because the first couple pumpkins we did were a little challenging. So we decided to come live and show you that little bit of challenge that we had.
Yeah, show you the wrong way to do it.
It's not the wrong way. Well, you still got to scoop it with a spoon. I mean, that's still, but this is amazing. Ooh, I wonder what's, you hear that over there? It's like somebody's tapping.
Charlie's rattling around.
I don't know if it's the jars or the pan tapping on the stove. I don't know. Kind of spooky, considering it's near Halloween. Oh, come on now. This one wants to give me a little bit of a problem. Come on now. Okay. Yeah, I like this peeler idea. That works really good in the middle. Clean that up good. And I'll tell y'all, for years now, I save my pumpkin stems and my squash stems, because when I'm doing craft projects in the fall, I use my dried pumpkin stems and squash stems for my craft projects. A lot of the pumpkins that you see me crafting, I use dried pumpkin stems for my craft projects. I just save them in a big mason jar, along with any old spools. I save all of that stuff for my craft projects. Wow, 3 pumpkins is giving us quite a bit of pumpkin, huh? I'll get a little one in here. I'll do that when you're done with that. Yeah, we're getting quite a bit here out of 3 pumpkins.
Well, I figured we needed more.
Well, I was only going to do 2 pumpkins, but once he started cutting them and whatnot, we decided to take one of our decorative pumpkins and use it. So we lost the decoration, but who cares? Because we're going to eat it.
Looks better in the pantry than it does on the front porch.
There you go. It'll feel better in our belly than it looks on the porch. That's how I see it. I mean, and truth be told, I just was talking to Mr. Homestead. I have 2 of my very favorite types of squash outside as decor at the moment, and I think I'm going to can those up as well, so that we have that squash in the pantry and not wasted. One is what is it called? The Gerard. The blue Gerard. That's my absolute favorite squash. It's the blue pumpkin, but that's what people see it as. But it's a blue Gerard. Oh my gosh, it's my absolute favorite pumpkin, or my favorite squash. I like it 100 times better than the butternut squash that everybody uses. I love the blue Gerard. My favorite squash. It's just super tender, super sweet. It's just really, really good.
Oh, this one's wonderful.
I know, such a difference. This one's just a nub, so I gotta take it off. Gotta take that bottom nub off. That sounds so funny over there. I don't know if y'all can hear the tap, tap, tapping. It sounds funny. If you want the peeler, here it is. Yeah.
Actually, no, the knife, scraping it with the knife works too.
With that softer one. Yeah, one of these two first pumpkins we did were super soft, and then that last one was a little harder. But it all cooks the same, so it's, you know, no different. Sounds like somebody's knocking. It sounds funny. Now you said that Mrs. Homestead was going to clean that up, so I hope you're cleaning it up since you're doing it.
I'm doing that.
Someone's knocking on the door. Tap, 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 tap. So how's everyone doing today? What's the weather where you are? Oof. Woo. We had to lock the dogs in the living room because Mr. Gabriel, our older guy, wanted to keep getting underfoot. And I almost face planted a little while ago. So they keep coming to the gate. Like, are you letting us back in? Are you letting us back in? They're just used to being close, so. This is going real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is so slippery.
Put them on the boil pretty soon.
Yep. And while they're boiling, we'll just pull our jars out. Because they only got to boil 2 minutes.
10.
2.
2.
They boil 2 minutes. It gets any of the extra, like, sediment and whatever out of it. We do have to rinse them before we boil them now. You rinse them and then you put them in the pot to boil for 2 minutes. But they cook through when they're pressure canned, so. Okay. I think we're good. Whew, I see the end I see the end near. Whoop, whoop. This is a very fall thing to do, isn't it? Happy fall, y'all. What do you always say, Mr. Homestead? You gotta make hay when the sun shines.
Yeah.
Pumpkins are in season.
I learned that from my uncle's farm.
Making the hay?
Yeah, when he used to rent me out to the local farmers out there.
Rent you out?
Yeah, mow down their fields. Oh, Pat's going to be here for a week. I'll send him down.
That's too funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Go out there to help my aunt and uncle on their farm, and then wind up working for all the other local
All the other
farmers.
farmers.
And what was my payment? A little hard cider.
Hard cider? Oh, that's a disappointment. Got a little peel on this. Just checking through, making sure we don't have any of this stuff. You don't want any peel. Look at me holding this thing backwards, thinking, why isn't it working? Well, it goes both ways, so.
Both ways.
There we go. Looks good to me. Look at all that pumpkin, y'all. Look at that pumpkin. Woo-hoo. Now I'm going to rinse this, give it a rinse, make sure everything's good and rinsed. Then I'm going to put it, that back pan is boiling, right? It's simmering, it's good enough. Let me rinse this.
Taking you all for a ride.
Your seatbelts on. Go for a ride. Don't judge our kitchen. We're working in it. That's stuff everywhere because we're working in the kitchen.
I gotta crack this door open. It's getting hot in here.
Okay. Got water balloon. Is getting hot in here. You know, this pumpkin is actually even different colors. One's a deep orange and one's a light orange.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Interesting. It's fine. Where's the peeler?
Oh, I got everything underneath.
These two look like they need a little peeler. Is it a peeler? I don't see a peeler.
I don't know what.
Oh, the vegetable peeler is still on the table. Oh, here's another one. Woo! I'm gonna rinse this bowl too. So we got pumpkin on the water filter. Thank you, dear. Whew, I want to get that on cold water. I had it on hot to rinse the bowl.
There comes Elijah. See what's going on.
Oh, Elijah James. I think he was on the chair. When we move the chairs away from the table, the cat thinks that it's his throne. So he has to sit on his throne. Oops. Got a couple stragglers here.
Come here, big boy.
No! He says, no!
Say hello to everybody.
Elijah!
Hi.
Look at my big baby. Hi, baby.
Big fluff ball.
I know. He says, this man's holding me. I don't want this man holding me. What's he holding me for? All right, I'm going to move the camera a little bit here. Put your seatbelts on. Woo. Put your seatbelts on. We're going for a ride.
Call me when you need me.
Okie doke.
Oh, I don't sit down,
I'm gonna go put this pumpkin in the pan here. Woo. Oh, got a few stragglers. Runaways. Alright, got that pumpkin in the pan. Oh, I'll be changing my towels today. I think we got pumpkin on the towels. Pumpkin on the towels. Oh well, that's part of working in the kitchen, right? So, oof. Let me stir this. Once this comes to a boil, I'm going to boil it for 2 minutes. I'm going to turn this. I think this is the right one, right? Nope. Nope. I'm going to turn this one down because this is the water that I'm going to use in the jars. And then, okay, so put your seatbelts on. I'm trying to find a spot to put y'all so I'm not all up in your business. You peel, you cut, take your stem off. You cut the pumpkin in half. Took all the seeds and the strings out. Those are actually going to go, this is actually just, we're just going to, we have a spot in the backyard this little pile that we put our pears and our crab apples when we clean them up. And when I do stuff like this, I put it in that pile. And generally speaking, within a day or so, the deer have eaten. So we're just going to put this out for the deer. You can put it in the trash, but we're going to put it out for the deer. They're here. The deer are here. And if we put something like this out, it prevents them from eating the things that we don't want them to eat. So we'll put that out for the deer. It's the peels, the seeds, and the stringy stuff. I don't even know what you call that stringy stuff. So they were cut, peeled, de-seeded, cubed, and now they're boiling for 2 minutes. We're going to take them out of the water. And like I said, I have a separate pot of water boiling. So everything is going to be hot, hot, hot. Remember, hot product, hot jars, hot water. Everything's hot. If it's cold, everything's cold. You don't want jars exploding. If you do the opposite, like if you put a cold jar in hot water in cold jar, a hot jar in cold water, your jars have a chance of exploding. So all the product is hot. The pumpkin is cooking. The water will be hot that I pour over them, and the jars will be hot, and they will go into hot water. We're going to put these in the jar. You do not pack them, but you do add water. And like I said, you're boiling out any like ick when you boil them for 2 minutes. And some people will pack that water into their jars because they feel like they're losing nutrients. Everything that I've seen and done, you're better off putting additional water in separate from, not that same water, because it comes out really cloudy and you're kind of boiling out the stuff, so why would you want to put it in? So we're going to pack our jars with the 1-inch head space. You can add salt. I'm not adding salt to my pumpkin because I generally use my pumpkin. I do use it for soup, which I will be making soup next. But a lot of times I'll make it like, I'll use it for like pumpkin muffins, pumpkin bread. And I don't want salt in my pumpkin, so I don't add salt to my pumpkin. When you can your pumpkin, I will can it 10 pounds of pressure for 55 minutes because I'm doing pints. Always add 15 minutes if you're doing quarts. He said he's hot. I'm kind of chilly now. I feel chilly. If you're doing quarts, you add 15 minutes. I'm doing 55 because I'm doing pints. Trying to remember everything I want to remember. 1-inch head space. Separate water. I think I covered all the bases. Always debubble. I think I remember everything. I'm not even sure. So anyway, let me check the stove. Put your seatbelts on. We're moving again. Let me check the stove. I'm going to get this pumpkin boiling. And as soon as it starts boiling, we're going to ooh, you guys get to see the whole kitchen. As soon as it starts boiling, we're gonna pack it into the jars. So I want the jars to be hot, so I don't want to take them out till it starts to boil. But it's not boiling yet. It's hot though. It's getting hot. So when you actually
Do everything over here.
yeah, I kind of think I might need cleaner towels, but when you, oh my word, Pat put the Mr. Homestead put the he put the pumpkin on the floor, the pumpkin guts, and the cat just went over there.
I can't get to the
He
door.
eats the weirdest stuff. He eats the weird. The other day, Mr. Homestead had some ginger snaps. Guess who ate the ginger snaps? The big boy, Elijah, the cat. I said, I cannot believe this cat is eating ginger snaps. Ginger snaps. But I'll tell you, you open a bag of pepperoni, that cat comes a-running. Slow connection. Gotta love the book face. I think I'm going to wipe the table a little bit. Because we got a lot of pumpkin on the table. And I want to have a clean start when we pack these jars in. And when I say pack the jars, I don't mean like pack the jars. You know, we got pumpkin everywhere. Everything in the kitchen is going to have to be changed. Here, I'll move this camera so you can take the pumpkin out. Whew. I wish I could move the chair. Oof. Oy, oy, oy. Sorry.
There's a pan of hot water on the table.
I want it to stay hot. I turned it down so that... Sorry, guys. Put your seatbelt on. moving around. Trying to move this a little bit.
Yeah, pumpkin ain't boiling yet.
It should. I mean, the pumpkin's cold. It was outside. Yeah, we didn't refrigerate the pumpkin. We just kept it outside. But,
Water's hot.
I know, it should start boiling in a minute. I was trying to remember everything I could remember as far as, like, the steps to this while we wait for that to boil.
Well, it's just boil and the rest of it is
Packing the
normal.
jars. But, yeah.
Vinegar and a jar.
Aha! Mr. Homestead remembered what I always forget. The beginner. The beginner. And the paper towels. Yes, he's getting the vinegar and the paper towels. And honestly, do you think peeling that pumpkin was that hard?
No, not really.
No.
The hardest part was scraping the
Skin out the stringy
hairs
stuff.
out of that.
But then we
Hard
discovered that potato peeler does real good in there. The potato peeler does good at getting the stringy stuff out. So that was just happenstance that we figured that one out. Not too much, honey.
Lucky for you all.
That was quite a bit.
It goes
Yeah,
in the pot.
lucky for y'all that we figured it out. Y'all could just scrape it with your peeler. Easy peasy, lemon cheesy. Yeah, our vinegar, 1 inch head space, pints. I hope I didn't say quarts before. Pints for 55 minutes, 10 pounds pressure in our elevation. Check your elevation so that you know the exact amount of pressure for your elevation. For our elevation, it is 10 pounds of pressure. Always, always, always check your elevation before you pressure can. Yes, you have to pressure can pumpkin.
And our elevation is 0.
Huh? What do you mean at 0?
Yeah. We're below the lake level.
Well, when I checked our elevation, it didn't say 0. I checked it online. You just go to the Google and check just say what's my elevation. If you have like, what is it called? Your location on your phone, it'll tell you what your elevation is if you go to the Google. Look at him. He's getting all stuff out while I chit-chat with y'all. He's getting the ball grabber, the funnel, the magnet. He's getting it all for me. He's like me. We're hurting today, so we want to keep moving. I'll let y'all look at my background. I'm going to go check that stove. Checking the pumpkin. Oh, see, it's going to boil any minute. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. We're getting there. Because once the pumpkin boils, it's going to go boom, boom, boom. So, I got to get straightener so I can take that out with the wheat jig it here. Need something to. Oh, and I need the soup ladle. What do y'all call that? I call it a soup ladle. You know, where you scoop your soup. What do you call it? I call it a soup ladle. I use that for my water. I use it for my water. What do you guys call this? I call it a soup ladle. What do y'all call it? I know people call it different things. I call it a soup ladle. I don't know what other people call it. I don't know.
I don't even know it is a soup ladle.
I don't know. And I don't remember what I've heard, but I've heard other people when they're canning, when I watch canning videos, other than myself. I just got a text from Kenny. He got his birthday gift.
Oh, good.
My brother's birthday was a couple days ago, and I had a present sent to him, but it was being handmade, so it was late. More spam?
I don't know. Different number. Leave a message.
He's been getting, have you guys been getting a bazillion calls a day? Spam calls? He's been getting a ton of them. I haven't been getting quite as many. And I did go into Verizon and, yeah, check to see, like, filter the spam, but here we go again with the slow connection. Fix it, Bookface. Luckily, it doesn't really seem to interfere with the lives, but everybody's been having that. Everybody's been having that. Is that pumpkin boiling yet? Come on now. Come on now. Oy, oy, oy. Yep, my brother's birthday gift was late. But he got it. That's all that matters. I know that, you know, I'm kind of seeing his messages sort of pop up, y'all, so I'm kind of a little distracted because I see these little things come up. That's cool. I think he'll like it.
I'm gonna take this out.
Actually, tell what it was. It's just to be funny. It's, you know, nothing arrogant. I had a t-shirt made for him that said, oh, here we go again with the connection. The t-shirt says, my favorite sister gave this to me or something. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I don't know what it is with this slow connection. This slow connection is making me crazy. So I hope y'all can see me. I hope it isn't interfering as bad as it's saying it's interfering. Fix it, Facebook. Fix it. For Pete's sakes. Alright, I'm going to turn you a little bit because I'm going to go check that stove again. Put your seatbelts on. We're going for a ride. Okay. It's getting hot. I don't know if y'all can see the steam here. It's getting hot, so hopefully it comes on quick. Hopefully it comes on quick. It gets done quick. Hi Cindy, I see you on. I don't know if you're commenting, but it's not showing me your comments, but I see you on. Thanks for being here, my love. Sometimes I don't see comments until the live's over. I don't know what that's all about. I keep getting these things, slow connection, the screen turns black, asks me if I want to finish my live. Sometimes people are on, I see you're on, but if you're commenting, it's showing me nothing. So, hi, thanks for being here. We got, now it says she's gone. Okay, to review. We cut the pumpkin in half, took out the seeds and the strings, cubed it. The tip that we just figured out is the vegetable peeler gets the stringy stuff out when you cut it. Here we go with slow connection again. Y'all, I'm telling you. So, once we cubed it, we rinsed it. And now it's on the stove. We're going to boil it for 2 minutes. Put it in our jars with water, covered with water, 1-inch head space. I'm doing pints, so I'm canning it at 55 minutes, 10 pounds of pressure for our elevation. Check your elevation. If you're doing quarts, add 15 minutes. There you go. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention. When you're going to use your canned pumpkin, you simply, I just noticed that this camera's kind of crooked. Sorry, y'all, I'm just like all over the place. Like the what is that called? Blair Witch Projects. There. When you use your pumpkin, you merely drain it, and you can smash it with a potato masher or whatever, and use it as you would canned pumpkin. Like if you bought a can of pumpkin. Now here's another thing I will make note of. These pumpkins were $3 a piece. We'll see how many pints we get out of it, which would technically be like a can of pumpkin. I looked at the store the other day, and a can of pumpkin was over $2 for just the can. So we'll end up getting. Hey, listen, we already have more than $3 worth of canned pumpkin. So it was $9 for 3 pumpkins, and we'll see how much we get out of it. But I can guarantee we get more than $9 worth of pumpkin.
I'm gonna switch these two pots because this is a power burner.
All right. Well, just bring that red one over here. Put it on the table. And then turn the back burner off. And if I think that isn't hot enough, we'll just pop it on. Yeah, I bought a stove with the power burners because I can so much, and we just want to get our stuff done. So the power burners bring up the heat level quicker. That's why I bought this stove. Because I said to him, with all the canning I do, I want the power burners. So, you have a chit-chat for a moment. Just chit-chat. Whatever. Talk about the pumpkin, whatever. Talk about your day. Talk about what you're working on. Talk about what you're working on in the garage.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
Christmas gifts. Carving out woodland animals. I did a turtle. I'm working on a blue jay. I've got a bear done. Just all wood carvings out of scrap wood. And that's going to be Christmas gifts for this year. Oh.
Show them what you're working on.
This is my bear.
Isn't it cute?
I burned it, carved it out, and then used my torch to burn it.
Isn't it cute?
This is my bunny rabbit.
Isn't it cute? Daddy used the wood burning tool on.
Yeah, I use that for the wood burner.
And look at this turtle.
This is the turtle.
We're live, Cindy, but that's okay. You can come back. We'll be live for a bit. Look at that turtle. Didn't he do a fantastic job? He did such a good job. Here, I'll take him back, honey. He did such a good job. They're beautiful. Cindy will be back.
Don't leave me hanging here. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm a man of few words.
Tell them about what you're currently doing. Do you want me to bring your dove in?
No. Oh, yeah, you can bring the dove in. I told him about the blue jay that I carved. I got to paint it yet. And that's just going to be it's a small one. It's going to be a Christmas ornament. And I had a gourd that fell and broke. And one half I made a birdhouse out of it. And the other half, I just made a dove.
Isn't that beautiful?
Not a dove.
It's a morning dove.
It's a morning dove.
It's a morning dove. Isn't that beautiful? It just turned out so beautiful. Okay, we're bowling. Yeah, I think the morning dove is beautiful. Let me set the timer for 2 minutes. Ouch. Ooh, that pan's hot.
Then I'll start.
Ooh, that pan is hot.
I'll start bringing out jars for you.
Yes, we're going to bring out the jars. I think probably now is the time, right? I just wanted to grab another towel so I can move this pan and have room for all my stuff. Here you go, y'all. Your seatbelt's on. Ooh, I bumped my arm on that pan. That pan was hot, y'all. That pan was hot tamale. Move this over a little bit. Just see, we do have room to get this party started. Woo! We're in the home stretch, baby. We're in the home stretch, baby. Woo, woo. You can bring the jars out. Because that pumpkin's only got to boil 2 minutes.
42 seconds left.
No, then we can get the jars out. They'll still be hot enough. pumpkins left. Whoa.
Ow.
You really splashed that high.
That's hot.
Pick that jar up. Woo. Yeah.
Well, it's tough when they're parked on the sides like this.
Yeah. I don't know how many jars we're going to use, but
Not all these.
probably not. Got the pumpkin ready.
Come on.
I think I moved this water over here. And I move this pumpkin closer.
That worked.
On the sideways.
Yep. Why didn't I think of that before?
I'm probably gonna need a. Cause these jars are hot. I want to do this so they can see what I'm doing. But I got things in a decent order, so let's do this. I don't know if anybody. Slow connection, stupid
Just
F book. I don't know if
turn
they
it a little
can
bit.
see.
Here.
Let me see. No, see. Hold Bridget. Hold Bridget.
Bring it up a little bit.
Stop. I'm looking at it so I can see what I'm doing. There. I'm looking at the picture.
That's where I put it, I bet.
No, but that's okay. I want them to see me fill the jar, though. So I'm going to take that down a little bit. There we go. So we're going to put this in the jar. We are not going to pack our jars. She had
Loose pack, right?
a loose pack, not a tight pack, yeah. Like I try to pack my beans in kind of tight. I'm not packing it, I'm just kind of separating them so they get in there. So we're going to loose pack these to the 1-inch headspace. And it looks like it's pretty close to there.
I'm putting the rest of these jars towards the back because we're not going to need them.
Ooh, these are hot. Hot, hot, hot. I'll tell you what, this pumpkin smells good. It smells good. It smells delicious. It
A
smells
little
really
spice in it and it'll smell like an apple pie.
Well, we don't want a
Pumpkin
pumpkin
pie.
to smell like an apple.
It'll smell like a pie.
I think I got a couple too many in here. Try to get these cubes out. This is already soft though, y'all. It's soft. It's not squishy, but it's soft. Whew, I need a spoon. I got a knife. I need a spoon.
You got a knife for debubbling?
Right here. That's what I'm kind of moving them around in there. But I need to take a couple of these out. There we go. That's better. Like I said, guys, loose pack, loose pack. Just loosely pack them in there. Like, so, you know, a lot of times I tap my jars down. We don't want to do that with this. No, we're not going to have that many jars, but that's okay because I just wanted some pumpkin. And I think I'm going to do the squash like this too. I'm definitely going to do the squash because that's my favorite squash. And I don't want to lose it. I want to have it. I mean, pumpkin is a squash. So you do it the same. And I don't know if I did it live with y'all. I canned zucchini and yellow squash last year. And I used that and I canned it just like this. Except I didn't peel it. because you don't have to peel zucchini and yellow squash. Summer squash, I guess you could call it. And I use that in soups and stuff. I canned whole cherry tomatoes. Those are good on, you just drain them and bake them with a little mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, whatever.
Tell them what you did with our tomatoes that were...
I did tell them in my last live, but my tomatoes, I didn't have enough tomatoes to can. So what I did, and they were small, and it seems like everybody nationwide had a problem with their tomatoes. So what I did with my tomatoes was I cut them in half. I baked them, like roasted them, to get as much moisture out as I could. I didn't bake them like shrivelly dry bake. I baked them to get as much moisture out as I could. And then I dehydrated them in the food dehydrator. And it didn't take that long. It took maybe 6 hours at most. It didn't take that long in the food dehydrator. I dehydrated them and I made tomato powder. And tomato powder is really good to boost the flavors in your dishes. Like, kind of like, as if you were using tomato paste, but it's not the paste, it's tomato powder. It's really good. It's like concentrated tomato. It's really good. So that's what I did with my tomatoes because I didn't have a whole lot. And I do have a few left here that I've been waiting for them to ripen. Even the cherry tomatoes. I did the cherry tomatoes. I did the regular. My tomatoes are, I think they're called tie-dyed tomatoes. See how they're like yellow and red? So I just, I did all of it. I did the cherry tomatoes and the regular tomatoes. I just baked them to get a lot of as much moisture as possible. And then I put them in the food dehydrator and made tomato. I ground them in my bullet. You can grind them in a food processor, blender, whatever you want. When they were dehydrated, I ground them in the bullet, and I have tomato powder. And tomato powder is delicious. I make my own homemade ketchup. Y'all have that recipe, but because I have that recipe pinned to the top to make your own homemade ketchup, I can use my tomato powder in my homemade ketchup to boost that tomato flavor a little bit. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. It's a great addition. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I got at least 8 pints here. At least 8. So that's good. Hey, you know, that's 8 pints I didn't have earlier today. And at least we have the pumpkin preserved. Yeah, I think this will be probably just enough for this one. It's kind of, I'm getting down to the end, so it's hard to catch the squares of pumpkin. It's like fishing for goldfish. I feel like I'm fishing for goldfish in this big pan of water now, which is fine. I'll get them. I'll catch them. I got my bait and my hook.
You're better at me than fishing. All I can catch is...
Yep. Something that we can't have.
Silver bass, protected.
I thought it was smallmouth. You said silver.
Yeah, smallmouth. Oh, it's another name for them.
Oh, I didn't know there was a couple names. Yep, every time he went fishing, he caught something that we weren't allowed to have. So he'd have to throw it back. Every time he went fishing. I actually asked him, "Are you really going fishing?"
I had pictures of them. I took pictures.
Yeah, he come up with nothing because I wanted to can up some fish. And yes, guys, you can fish. And why not? And if you want to ask me why I would can it,
Maybe I'll have to go out.
because I would can the fish because I don't want to lose it if it's in the freezer. I think I caught all the goldfish. I don't see any more floaters. I think I caught it all.
Okay.
I believe so. can ditch this food. Oh, don't pour that on that plastic. Take that out. It's going to bow it. Whoo, he's pouring hot water on the plastic cutting board. It's going to bow the cutting board.
Well, my pile is getting too high.
Well, don't scare the bejeebers out of me. Don't y'all love married life? Bickering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yelling at me in front of the audience.
We're going to fill this
Not cool.
to the 1-inch headspace, which I remember the 1-inch headspace, I just showed you this on the jalapeno video, is right here. This ridge right here is the 1-inch headspace. Debubble, debubble.
Call me when you need seals, honey.
Will do, dear. Thank you. Sorry about hollering at you.
That's alright. I'm used to it.
He's always in trouble. He's always in trouble. How many of you women are hollering at your husbands all the time? Husbands, spouse, significant other, whatever. How many of you are like, oh no? I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to get y'all close enough and still be able to manage here. Oof, I know I debubbled this, but I want to make sure. Okay. Oh, lordy, lordy. Isn't this fun? I love, whoo, you can't see it there. I love canning. I love it. I love being able to preserve my food. Know where it came from. And it's, I'll tell you, when you do it yourself, it tastes so much better. The one thing I noticed with my, gotta make sure that's up to here. There's a little smidge more. What I did notice when I canned my chickpeas, I didn't realize it until I started canning my own chickpeas. The chickpeas in the store that you buy in the can, they almost have like a metal taste to them. And I never noticed it until I started canning my own. And I'll tell y'all, I love chickpeas. I will eat them as a snack. I will eat them in a salad. I eat them in my grain bowls. We had grain bowls last night for supper. I made Greek grain bowls. I cooked up a mixture of wild rices, red. What did I have in there? There was red rice, wild rice. I cooked up that and I added some couscous to it. Or no. I added some, not couscous, what did I add to that? I have to think about it. It's a grain, for Pete's sakes. Why can't I think of it? I'm having a brain fart. What did I add to it? Oh, I'll think of it. But anyways, I mixed up grains, cooked them, took some of my canned chicken, I gave the broth to the dogs, the majority of the broth. I saved a little of the broth out of the jar, and I added pepper, garlic, and Greek seasoning to it. And did I add anything else? I think I just added pepper, garlic, and Greek seasoning. And then I cut up some cucumbers, and I cut up some black olives, and I had feta cheese, and that was our grain bowl. We didn't even need like a dressing or something because I had the juice in the, I left some of the broth in the chicken, so that made its own kind of like juice dressing, whatever you want to call it. The grain bowls were delicious. So the next grain bowl, because I told him I hope he's ready for 2 grain bowls this week. We like grain bowls though. I'll be doing it with more chicken. And I'll do buffalo chicken grain bowls. And what I do with that is I just I drain the chicken, give the broth to the dogs. Drain the chicken. I drain the chicken and cook it with some butter and hot sauce, Frank's hot sauce, and thinly slice celery and carrots, and I have blue cheese crumbles. Someone's in the here. I thinly slice carrots and celery, and then I have blue cheese crumbles. So we just put the chicken, the buffalo chicken mixture, over the greens with a little bit of the thinly sliced cucumber and the thinly sliced carrot, and voila. I didn't like how that fell in there. Oh, and I do blue cheese crumbles, and I like oh, what is the name of my favorite blue cheese? Oh my goodness. I use a blue cheese dressing, a little dab of it. Why can't I remember the name of that, for Pete's sakes? Oh my word, I can't even remember the name of it. I'd look in the fridge, except I looked yesterday and I didn't have any. So I had to go back to the store to get it. But you could use blue cheese dressing of your liking. But I just heat up the chicken with some hot sauce and butter. Cucumbers, or not cucumbers. I use cucumbers in the Greek grain bowls. I use thinly sliced carrots, thinly sliced cubes with the chicken, a little blue cheese dressing and blue cheese crumbles. And that's my buffalo chicken grain bowl. So I do use my canned meat. Taco bowls, taco green bowls. I used my canned hamburger with a little, I use a little bit of my, I either use a can of, tomato paste, or I just add water and my dehydrated tomato with some taco seasoning. Heat up the canned hamburger with that, and I'll put tomatoes, lettuce, whatever I have. Tomatoes, lettuce, salsa. Sometimes I use some of my canned black beans for it. Whatever you like on a taco, I put in my taco green bowls. And that's what I do. I use my canned meat to make my grain bowls. We like the grain bowls. We just like the grain bowls. And they're good for you too. You know, you get the whole grains. You get, I feel a bump on this, but it's not a bump that, I don't know. It's like part of the swirl for the lid. Yeah, the grain bowls are good. They're easy. They're fast. And sometimes I cook extra grain, and then I have it for a grain bowl another night. Kind of like meal prepping for the week, I guess. Okay, Mr. Homestead, I'm ready for lids. I got to get the rings out, because I think I only got like, let me see. I might have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might need maybe a couple of rings out of the back hall.
Okay.
Let me grab them.
I can get them for you.
I'll just grab a string.
Well, there's some piled up on the shelf.
Oh, well, I just grabbed one of these. I'm just grabbing the ones. I don't remember how many are in there. I remember how many I put in the pot. That's the other thing, y'all. I always wash my seals, and if I have brand new rings, I always boil them the first time I use them. Now remember, fingertip tight. We're not cranking this. It's going into the pressure canner. We don't crank. Oh, okay. Thanks. We're ready to rock and roll, y'all. We're getting there. sadly, Mr. Homestead's going to have to take the extra lids and the water out. Snoot!
That's not a problem.
Snoot! Well, we got a lot of junk in the
I got the
sink.
water out already.
Oh, you can't have taken it out. You got to do it when there's nothing in there. You got to do it when it's empty.
What?
To take the water out of that, you got to take it out when it's empty, not when it has anything in it.
Your pressure cannon, right?
Yes, but the lids in there make a difference in the weight and the height and the measurement. These lids make a difference in the depth of it, whatever.
Well, it's just above the line, so we're
Well, okay, I'm just saying, it does make a difference.
good.
You gotta make sure there's nothing in there when you do that. This is our last
Hey,
jar.
my first rodeo.
Last jar. One more seal. Whoop, whoop, we're ready to party.
Hey,
You got extras because I put as many lids in there as I
I
had
know.
jars.
we don't have any more rings.
I'm good. We're all done here.
Okay.
So I just need I need it emptied so I can put, so we got 3, 6, 7, we got 8 pints of pumpkin. Woo! Yahoo! Look how pretty that is, y'all. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that a cool? That just looks so good. I cannot wait till this comes out of the canner. And remember, you should be eating a rainbow. You should be eating a
Never
rainbow. So,
We're just a hair over the line still.
okay, well, I'm going to put it in.
Yep.
My fingers must be like totally dead from all the wax that I've always worked with, because I see everybody using their ball grabbers to put their the jars in there. Come on now. Oh my word, this is wonderful. Oh my gosh, this makes me so happy.
Vinegar.
Oh, see? He remembered the vinegar. I'm going to take a jar out so I don't get it on the... Now remember, don't put this vinegar on your jars because it causes, like, pitting, I guess you could call it. I just got it on the jar, so... Let me see. I'm going to use... No, I don't want to use that. I am going to... use the water on the jars that I got it on so I don't have that pithing. It turns them like
Brown,
pitted,
black.
brownish, yeah, steel color, whatever. Okay, lid goes on. Heat on. Make sure your canner is centered, you don't have it off to the side in any way. Because I have seen on some of the canning videos that that's a problem. So I'm making sure my canner is centered. Once this starts to boil, we are going to let it vent for 10 minutes. Put our weight on. When it gets up to 10 pounds of pressure, we are going to turn our heat down with the jiggler on if it's still at 10 pounds of pressure. After we turn our heat down, we start timing for 55 minutes. If you happen to do this in quarts and not pints, add 15 minutes to your time. Once the 55 minutes is up, we are going to turn our burner off, leave it sit there, let the pressure come completely down, take your jiggler off, wait 3 to 5 minutes, turn your lid, wait 3 to 5 minutes, take your product out, and you're done. There we go. That's it. We're done, y'all. We just canned 8 pints of pumpkin. Whoop, whoop. Thank y'all for being here. I wish you blessings, peace, and love. I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me today. Have a blessed, blessed day.